Hey, so from the title, you can pretty much guess what this topic is about. It's about depression and writing with depression. I'm Kasia, and I have depression and anxiety, but this one is about depression mostly. I'm doing this video because, well, lately it has been really difficult for me. I write all the time. I love to write. I've been wanting to be a writer since 2, and I'm actually now a published indie author with various small anthologies that are out there, which means I get contracts, which means I have to sign those contracts, and sometimes, especially the last few months, it's been hard. And that's why I want to talk about it. So with my past experience with depression, it was always more of a me just being very irritable, very tired, but I never really stopped writing. I never wanted to stop writing. I never really checked off that little thing in the checklist that said, unable to do the things they love. That wasn't my problem. I mean, I love reading too, and I stopped reading, but I have stints where I won't read for X amount of days. So that wasn't all that unusual. But the no writing, that was hard. So, in the past, it was not like that. Recently, it is. I could go into the background as to why I was depressed and how I've became depressed. Suffice to say, it's a very, very long story, and it shouldn't even be in this video. My depression, I've had it for, close to 18, 19 years now. Different, goes in and out. Most days it's nothing, some days it's something. I've noticed it's more of a seasonal kind of thing, even though it isn't technically seasonal, because I can pinpoint the exact events that caused the depression and helped it flourish. So that's what it's like. Or I guess that's not what it's like. That's my history with depression. I've had basically from 11 till after high school, I was depressed, wanting to hurt myself, things like that. There was the typical teen issues, and I say typical with quotations, typical teen issues, as well as some family issues that went with it. My most recent, aside from just recent, it was postpartum related. And then now, just seems to be everything. I have never had so much trouble writing until recently. And it was extremely hard because I had a contract and it was due. Like, I mean, due. And I was writing it up to the last minute, and I had to edit it too. And luckily, the way I write, I was able to edit as I was writing, but it was really, really hard. Now, I'm not sure what the point of this video is just that I needed to say something, that when you have depression, it's real. And it does mess with the things that you love, that you've always wanted to do all your life, and it can ruin you emotionally, mentally. It can ruin your family. Okay, that might be an exaggeration, but not really. It really can, depending on how bad it is. And you should go get help, but don't just get help for yourself. Get help for others. Always check on others. I went and got some help. I'm not in trouble now. I didn't want to commit suicide during this time. I just was done. I wanted to just say I'm done writing, even though I have many more stories inside me, and I'm going to keep writing. But yeah, it was hard. What I've learned from this experience, though, is that I can't beat myself up for it. And you shouldn't beat yourself up for it. If you have depression, get help. Don't think that you can do it alone, because you really can't. And I've always known that part. But I never really realized how hard it is for me in the writing. Like, anyone who knows me, all my friends, my family, they know that I will argue tooth and nail for hours about certain books or TV shows, and it's all about the writing. I will get upset over, well, most recently, Game of Thrones. And talk about how I would have rewritten it, which is very similar to what other people have said, and I agree with them. But so, I mean, this is my passion. And to lose something that's so integral to you is horrifying. It's scary. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I especially didn't like it because I was beating myself up for it. And really, just the fact that I kept on freaking out and beating myself over it and unable to write, I realized that I needed to get that help, and so I did. And so you should do that. You should know your signs, know when you're depressed and what it could be. I didn't recognize these signs, so I didn't know. But now I do. And I'm going to keep a very close eye. So mindfulness is extremely important. Extremely important. And it's not just for people who are depressed or have anxiety. Mindfulness should be important to everybody. You need to be able to observe yourself and observe your neighbor. Because your neighbor, that person, could save your life. Or needs their life saved. Or maybe they just need a cup of coffee. No matter what, you should be good to your neighbor. And you should be mindful of yourself and your own actions as well as your neighbors. And I'm not proud of some actions I made when I was depressed. Because I get angry. And angry is not fun. Take it slow. That's another piece of advice. Keep going, but don't rush it. You can't rush these things. But yeah, that's my biggest takeaway with this. And I know this wasn't very informative, because this is basically just me expressing myself right now. I might one day do something far more informative to help others, but I'm still trying to gather up my feelings and work it out. I just knew I needed to say something now, or I was going to be too afraid to do it later. But yeah, the final takeaway is that know your signs, get help, help your neighbor, take it slow, love your cat, and just ultimately you're not alone. I'm here. There are others with depression. I have plenty of friends who understand what I'm going through. Maybe not the writing part of it, but they understand. Forgive me. I have friends who I can talk to, and you should too. So yeah, if you need help, phone numbers are in the description down below. And I really hope that you have a good life and find your own peace of mind while I'm still trying to work on mine. Thank you.